Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today's topic relates to the duality of gaining weight but also fearing it. During this video, I'll use my story as example and show some Twitch clips related to this issue. It was the weirdest experience I've ever had in a dream, having a boat but feeling like shit. Fitterism, as we all know, it's something that society frowns down upon. In certain cases, it's understandable, since some cases can cross the boundaries of consent. Make sure that every activity you do is consensual. However, in most cases, society causes more issues than it solves. Having unrealistic beauty standards, the understanding of what is considered healthy and normal, and not allowing us to get informed about it properly, and just simply fear the extreme cases of fatness. Growing up, I was not introduced to weight gain, but there were some obese people in my town who I looked up to, despite never once speaking to them. There was something about obesity that appealed to me as a young child, even wanting to become like them. But as time went on, I learned that obesity is a risk, and that there is nothing to be proud of. I won't argue in favor or against, because in my opinion this is another topic all of its own. But it's obviously messed up my brain, and I feel that I'm not alone in this. Being a streamer and artist, I've met amazing people with different stories, but some have shared this fear and desire to gain weight at the same time. Trixie said, honestly I kinda get that. Like, I wanna get fat, but to be honest, I'm scared of getting too fat. And I thought that it would be interesting to talk about it. So feel free to share your own experiences in the comments below. So, if we have this desire to gain weight, why are we so afraid to pursue it? Well, there's a lot of factors. There's societal judgment, pressure, prejudice, and forcefulness to obligate people to lose weight in thrall of both mental and physical health. While physical health is important and should be taken in consideration, sometimes people forget that one's happiness may not reside in the desire to fit the mold. Basically, just because someone is happy being slim, fit, or buff, doesn't mean that everyone desires the same thing. It is possible to be chubby and fat and still be healthy. Our lifestyle and genetics have a lot to do with it. There's also life goals. Some people may want to live a quote-unquote healthy lifestyle with their loved ones while reading and watching weight gain content on the side. Some may even want to discard this kink side of things and try to live life like it never happened. Or maybe they want to gain weight but are fearful of its consequences due to bad genetics and lifestyle choices. Or, like the title of the video says, just gain the fear of gaining weight due to external pressures and agendas. I was Cumber, and for some reason I was like morbidly obese, and I was like working out in like our giant fucking gym. And there was one time I was racing on a treadmill, and then because of my weight, I was having such a hard time breathing, and I started to have like an asthma attack where I was like gasping for air and I was unable to get it. So I fell to the floor, and I just had time to grab on like some sort of like breathing mask. So I put the mask on and I started like breathing to the mask, and I was like, getting my breath back. Then someone came out of nowhere and was like,
"You're being too harsh on yourself. You shouldn't be being too hard."
And I started to get like super frustrated with that. And they were saying like,
"Oh, this is not your body. It's okay. Like, don't sweat it."
Apparently, I was training for a race, because after that I was like teleported somehow to like a race. Then I started racing, and surprise, I get out of breath and I fall because my knees kind of succumb to the weight. Then Whale, which is Android 21, comes flying with like the little pumping air machine and gives it to me and saying like, "Just many times, like, take it easy." And I got even more angry and more agitated, and I was like, "But I gotta finish this fucking race." And 21 is like, "You don't have to finish the race, you don't have to prove yourself to no one." And I'm like, "I have to prove myself to me that I can do it." And I was like, with the mask on, like fucking yelling on the floor. She was like,
"Okay, fine, you can finish the race, but please use the fucking breathing machine so that you can breathe while you run."
And I put it as a backpack, and I managed to finish the race. And I was so fucking angry at myself. And then I had like some random person come to me saying like,
"Oh, come on, I don't understand. You were like so happy to gain all that weight. Why are you so like upset right now?"
And I'm just like, "Fucking don't bother me." And he went,
"You know what you need? You need to relax."
And then suddenly we are in like a room full of food, and he's like,
You were so happy indulging yourself in all this food. Why don't you just indulge and just have fun?
And I'm like, I'm having a hard time doing what I like, doing what made me feel good about myself. And then the person starts to kind of put food in my mouth. And then I was like, hey, this is actually kind of good. I was kind of okay with it. But then I kind of, in the dream, I was still eating, but then I felt that my body was gonna be getting super, super heavy. And I wake up from the trance that I was in the said nightmare. And I was like double the size, and I couldn't get up from the chair that I was sat in. And then I started panicking. I was like, I can't get up. I'm too big. And then the person beside me was like,
Yeah, but you're like having such a good time. You're having so much fun getting fatter. Why suddenly you're not into it?
and I'm like, you don't get it. I'm not supposed to be like this. I'm not supposed to be enjoying this. I'm supposed to be strong. This is not me. And then I wake up. So it was this fucking weird situation. I had like a boner and then my heart was fucking heavy. With this said, many of us had an awakening as feedees and gainers that had a desire to become fat, and as time went on, due to external and internal factors, had to discard that desire to become fat and lose weight. Because it was, in theory, easier and more profitable to live as a status quo. Many people will believe that fitting the mold is the best option we can make, especially when dealing with this kink. However, those who are watching can see that's really not true. At least not as true as many assume it to be. Having been told all the negative related to obesity, I decided to cope and find other more socially accepted interests. That being muscle, for me. I managed to enjoy the feeling and look of them. But then this created a huge divide in my brain that has never fully recovered. Thankfully, I managed to organize my life and be happy with this outcome, despite gaining body dysmorphia by not being as muscular as I would want. I had once again nightmares. Like my first nightmare that I had, all in the same day, I was with Whale in a shopping mall, and I got a message from a friend of mine, and
He was like, "Oh, can you guys pick me up? This is the first time I've been here. I don't know where I am. I want to be with you guys."
And I was like, oh yeah, give me a sec, I'm gonna get you. So I went to get our friend, and he had a smacking six-pack. Like a huge six-pack. And I was like, since when do you have a six-pack? And he's like,
"Oh, I've been working out for a month and I got the six-pack."
then I woke up. That was the first nightmare. And you're like, Feedrite, what in God's name? Why the fuck is that a nightmare? It's because I'm getting very frustrated with the fact that I'm working out and I'm not seeing results. And I feel that I'm getting weaker. I feel that I'm falling behind and it's really frustrating me. That's traumatic, the six-pack. I'm haunted by the six-pack. Being paranoid to gain weight. Ironic, right? The fears are still there, if you really think about it. How many here wish that they were fatter? Wish to not be and feel ashamed to be fat? This issue always goes full circle. The only change is the end result. Slim, buff, or fat. I wish that I had no fear and paranoia regarding weight, but society didn't allow for it to happen. With this diet culture that is more focused on an impossible body type and weight, forcing supplements and harmful diets, people who compliment your weight loss despite you having depression causing you to not want to eat. Society is only interested in what it sees. It doesn't care on what goes behind closed doors, as long as it looks good on the outside. There are even cases that you're too skinny. Society is just never happy. So when we do what makes us happy, then they make a surprise Pikachu face. Why try to appease something that will never be truly happy? It's a waste of time and mental gymnastics. Apologies if I went on a tangent, but it is quite something, isn't it? The fact that we have so much stuff thrown against us, but we still prevail and hype each other up. That's why I kinda desire to become a feeder and use my art for this purpose. Yes, despite starting off as a gainer, I always liked bigger people, no matter how much I tried to deny it, and how much everyone said that it was bad. So I decided to focus on supporting those who can achieve what I can't anymore. Also in my family we have a high history of cholesterol issues, and since I want to take care of my partner, I feel that I have to prioritize keeping that in check. In life I discovered that there's a lot of things that I couldn't do as good if I was fat. I could still do it, but it wouldn't be the same. And being the fit person for the size contrast is something that I grew pretty fond of. Heck, I even met my partner that way too. I support those that want to be fat and truly desire it, being the support that I never had. And later on, even if you change your mind and think that being this big is what not you seek, I'll be supporting you anyway. Because at the end of the day, I just want you to find yourself, to do what you like, and feel that you have some sort of support. If you suffer from this duality of wishing to gain weight but can't, due to certain factors, know that you're not alone and that there are many here just like you. I do have some suggestions if you care to listen and try for yourself. If you desire to gain weight and are able to squash society with your giant fat ass, I'm next in line, sit on me. Jokes aside, if you have the courage to be your true fat self, seriously, give it a try and go slowly. See how comfortable you are with the weight you put on. And consider if the new lifestyle changes makes you happy and that it's worth the risk. If you're like me, and if you gain weight, it feels that it's the end of the world, or even if you're fat and want to try something new, try to do padding. If you don't know what padding is, basically grab the biggest shirt you have and fill it up with pillows and towels to get a feel of what it could be to be of a certain size, or have certain features emphasized. Yes, it is not the same thing, but I feel that it's worth a try. Of course, we always have our old friend literature and roleplay that never fails, but I know that for me, it starts to not feel enough. So try to pair all this together and see if it works for you. In case you viewers have other methods of coping and are willing to share, feel free to do so. Sadly, this video does not have a cure for the fear of gaining weight. But that depends extremely on who you are as a person and your own life experiences. But if this video helped you feel less alone or seen, I think I did my job. If you enjoy fat art and have some more questions, feel free to try and catch some of my streams, or follow my art on social medias. Thank you all for watching and go buy some donuts. I kinda am craving some, cause this made me hungry. One donut can cause no harm, right? But what about the whole box? Nah, I'll eat one and give the rest to my subscribers. That sounds good. Oh, you're still here! Here, take a donut. You can eat it now or later. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you, hopefully, next time. Bye bye.